So moving on to the Bills and the Chiefs, the Bills obviously go to Kansas City. Kansas City is a 3-point favorite over the Bills right now as well. The Bills just got past the Ravens last week, and the Chiefs beat the Browns, and there was definitely some turmoil around that game with Patrick Mahomes getting his bell rung. That was a super weird play. It was kind of tough to watch him getting up and stumbling there. And Chad Henne finished the game, which is not something we ever expected. So it's looking like Mahomes is good to go this week. So, Graham, I'm curious if you think the Bills are going to give them a run for their money or if it's going to be wheels up for that Chiefs offense.
Yeah, I think they will. If we get Mahomes, which it sounds like we will, Reed said he did, kind of something limited on the side of the day. I think we'll get Mahomes, and I think this game is going to go nuts. The teams, there are like 2 teams, I think, in the NFL that can run with the Chiefs, and the Bills are definitely one of them. You got to match Mahomes. You got to go blow for blow with him, and you got to throw the hell out of the ball because you know what the Chiefs are going to do. Like, even on a bad day, this offense is going to score at least 3 or 4 touchdowns. And Allen and the Bills, in terms of any game script, when they're trailing, when they're ahead, situation neutral, they have been top 3, top 4 in pass rate. I am fully expecting them to come out and throw the hell out of the ball against the Chiefs and try to put up points. And, I think this game is going to be a little bit tighter than Bucs-Packers. I actually think the Packers are I think they're much stronger favorites than -3. Chiefs, I think the Bills definitely deserve this 3-point spread. Allen in this offense has just been unstoppable basically since week 9. They've put up last week was really their only dud game, and that was maybe because it was the cold weather. Allen definitely missed some throws, and Ravens defense is really solid, but no weather concerns in this spot. I think we're going to see a ton of points, and I think I'm on Bills +3. I really don't. I mean, it's hard to bet against Mahomes and the Chiefs, but I think I'm on Bills. On the Bills side, and definitely love the over here too. I mean, it's only 54 points. I mean, last week we saw, it was last week we saw a spread of 57. I think this game should be closer to 56, 57. So I'm on Bills and the over here.
I like it. It would be hard. It would be really hard to pull the trigger going against Mahomes and the Chiefs, but I think it could definitely pay off with the evolution of that Bills offense, like you said. Ty, how about yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited for the matchup. I think it's probably the best team in football for the last couple of years against the hottest team in football right now. And I think the difference is probably some of the health concerning the Chiefs' offensive weapons, right? I think the reason, this is 2 of the 3 high-scoring offenses, 2 of the 3 best passing attacks, to Graham's point, across the board this season in almost any metric you look at. So I think the reason that people aren't hammering the over, or why it's not a 60-point total at this point, is just that this is also the second meeting between teams who played in week 6. And the previous matchup that was highly anticipated at the time had a 55-point total. I think it ended up turning out that only 43 points were scored in that game. Kansas City won a lower scoring affair, 26-17. Could point out that, that was during that little weird spell of the Bills. I think there was some weather in that game as well, if I can remember. But the funny thing is, to me, looking towards the game for Sunday, almost everything that we should expect to unfold was not what we saw play out in that first game. So we do have to throw most of that first game out. And that first point off of that would be Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who we are going to ask Graham about. I'm very excited later in the program, but it's unclear if he's going to suit up for this one. And I know he hasn't gone off very many times this year, but he went off as fuck against the Bills in week 6. Conveniently, just as the Chiefs had signed Le'Veon Bell, if we remember. Second off, I think the Bills might be having Travis Kelce nightmares. I think that's the one guy they're not going to be able to stop for, nobody has been able to. And that included Buffalo in week 6. Both Mahomes touchdowns in that game went to Kelce, and the Bills have really struggled against the tight end position this year. The only reason that I'm not smashing the Bills, even though I think I am taking the Bills because they're getting points here, is because, man alive, Josh Allen and the Bills really struggled against Kansas City's defense earlier in the year. And, the time of possession battle is what I noticed in that game. Chiefs won almost 38 minutes to 22 minutes for the Bills. But my point is, I won't be shocked if the Bills offense doesn't live up to the hype, whereas I'll be more shocked if the Chiefs don't. Basically, I think Buffalo has to make sure they stop the run game. They still have to contend with Mahomes, which is next to impossible. And then on offense, they need to make sure they come out and have a polar opposite performance from the one they had against Kansas City earlier in the season. But I will take the Chiefs, and I think I'm going to stay away from the total personally.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Chiefs, and I think I do like the over because I think some points will be put up in this one. But regardless, I'm excited for this playoff football because we got some really good games on tap. It's going to be fun to playoffs are always nice because you always have the DFS and whatnot, but it's a little bit more lax because we can just chill on those 1,700 rosters that we have to set and all that stuff. So I personally have liked the wind down in obligations as we moved